Right, this should be the last segment of my blog. Basically, to conclude, it doesn't matter who you've seen on the net, be it David Icke, be it Alex Jones, be it George Galloway, or be it anybody else. I mean, George Galloway isn't necessarily, shall we say, a conspiracist as much as he knows and has his own opinion on the Iraq War and Afghanistan War, and just, his opinion leads him to believe that it's not right for whatever reason. I haven't read too much into Galloway as such, but I do appreciate the way that he looks at things. I mean, that's going into politics, which, I can't exactly say that I've followed politics apart from the last couple of years, but only merely in the sense of watching what they're doing, because I don't necessarily believe that any politician is particularly trustworthy. In fact, I don't think they are at all, to be honest. Truth be told, I don't think that they're trustworthy at all. But that's just my opinion. There might be the odd one out there that proves me otherwise. Proves me wrong otherwise. And if that's okay, if that happens to be the case, good on them. But that remains to be seen. I've never seen one yet that's proved me wrong. Not that I've personally seen any, I'm talking about as in literal sense of, what I've heard about politicians. There's never been one that's proven me wrong, in the sense of, they've either screwed things up a little bit or completely, or they've lied and lied and lied again. It's the way it is. Point of the matter is, these problems will never be solved unless we, the people, start talking to each other. Stop listening to what they're saying, because what they're saying is just a load of jargon. It's just there to confuse you. I'm sure it is. Let's go back to the point. The point being that if you're listening to these conspiracy theorists, or like for example, like I was saying about George Galloway, what he believes in. I'm not saying that he's, because he actually does sound reasonable in what he's talking about. But truth be told, I don't know him personally, so I can't say that it is. And I can't truly say that until I've met the bloke and had a conversation with him. And I never will be able to. Same with Alex, same with David Icke. Unless I've met them and had a conversation with them, I will never be able to cast a judgment as to whether they are decent people or whether they're just part of this whole conspiracy thing, which goes back to the whole point of you should never class anybody as anything until you really know for yourself. And if you're going to take information from these people, like I say, take the bits that are relevant to you and your societies, go away and talk about it and find a solution for the problems. I don't know. My only other advice is, as far as saying that, this that I have done isn't the be-all and end-all advice, not by any means, because some people will watch this and go, what the fucking hell's he talking about? And I'm good at that, I ramble bollocks. That's a profession. It's not easy to learn rambling bollocks, but I do it well. And if I'm going to say anything, anything about what I have been saying, it's that we as people can change things in the world that we live, but it's up to us as people to do it more than anything, which is what I've basically been saying all along. We can't change things if we don't talk to each other or pass information around. It's going to be impossible. You can't just keep saying, you can't rely on these people to solve your problems. You've got to take part in this yourself. And that doesn't necessarily mean making videos for YouTube. It doesn't necessarily mean, trying to produce something which is going to get the most ratings across the fucking internet. It's about just doing the simplest of things and talking to the people around you. It's not that difficult. And it's got to be done before it's too late. The only differences in opinion will be who solves the problem and that's when problems will arise. Whereas I see no reason why there should be any difference in opinion if we share the responsibility of solving the problems in our own ways, and the little things that we do see that are wrong around us, bearing in mind they're not over the top. You see, you've got to think about your solution. You do have to talk to people to find a reasonable solution that suits everybody, and not just slam a solution in just for the hell of it making you happy. You're not going to make yourself happy if other people are miserable and they're making you feel miserable in turn. It's not fair to expect the impossible, and that's what we as people at the moment are doing by relying on governments and small groups of people or individuals, because we're not actually supporting them, we're just expecting them to solve the problem for us, which is impossible for one person or just a handful of people, considering how many people might be in the country in retrospect. So, you know, if anything, what we've got to do is fight the evil within ourselves, i.e. the greed. If we can battle that and beat it down within our individual selves, then we can start looking at solving problems elsewhere. That is the first key thing. Solve the greed and the problems. I mean, when I say greed, stop believing in money, because money's not your be-all and end-all. It might seem like it, but it isn't. It doesn't make you happy, because at the end of the day you have to keep going to work for it. And you keep paying your bills, and you keep going out and spending more money just to buy little things which make you happy. Buy something worthwhile. Keep yourself occupied with some artwork, or, you know, do something where you can spread a message, like with music or something like that. Take these sort of things and use these things to your advantage. You know, material things, I don't know. It is too much of a materialistic world at the end of the day, in essence. I mean, I don't know. Because, I mean, let's put it this way, at the end of the day, there's only us who are responsible as individuals, no matter what walk of life we lead, for what's going on around us and in the space and around the people that we live around and the wildlife that we live around. It's up to us. I mean, I don't know whether people out there believe in premonitions and whatnot, like Notre Dame's and, you know, these people. I mean, you know, I know for a fact that it is possible. You know, you can see things before they happen in your dreams, and there's a very good reason for that. I mean, that I don't really want to go into too much, but I've had my experiences with that, and it is true. I'm not going to explain it to you, because you out there that are watching this will not believe it, because you can't believe it, because you can't experience it. That's within me. That's something that I experience, not something that you'll experience. You might have done if you've experienced the same thing, but the point of the matter is, at the end of the day, I've seen what is going to come if we as people and the human race don't change, and it ain't pretty. I don't know why I saw it, I don't know why I was given those images, but I was very young at the time, and it scared the living crap out of me since the day I was born. And this goes back right to my youth, right back when I was a little baby. I mean, yeah, I'm young now, but I can remember dreams that I had when I was a very young child, and what I saw scared me, and they were so crystal clear, and they were about this planet, and they were about the human race. You won't see info, I mean, you will see info, sorry, but there's a lot of people out there in the world who will never see info because they don't have a PC, or they're scared of the thought of the information, or they'd rather just turn their back on it. The point of the matter is, it's down to you to spread it and make sure it gets out. See you later.